I have zero idea how this is going to come out. My arms are obviously not long enough to take video of myself this way. Uh, what I wanted to do is take a picture. I've got a hive body sitting over here. This is one of my deeps, and it's got some comb in it that got moldy after the bees left, because we had such a crazy winter here. We had, the doors open and just about cooking stuff on the grill at Christmas and New Year's, and 3 days after New Year's it was cold as hell again, and these bees split and split and split, and finally whatever was left absconded. And after they left, then it got wet, and some of the pollen that was in this box got moldy a little bit. So what I've done is stick it out here in the sun, and it's about 69 degrees right now, and I'm going to try to turn the camera around and show you what's going on. I've got bees on the front porch. The wind's probably blowing 10 to 12 miles an hour right now, and they're having a field day here, going in this box, and they're scavenging wax to build out their hives wherever they are. And these are the bees I'm trying to catch, and so we'll see what happens. I'm going to turn this around and take a couple of minutes of video, or a couple seconds of video anyway, and I have no idea how this is going to come out. As you can see, I've got my sunglasses on. I tried coming out here with my reading glasses on, and the only thing I could see was nothing, because I'm very light sensitive. So let me turn this around, see what we can find out, and just bear with me here in this flip. I'm hoping that not really all that close in there, but you can probably see the bees flying around a little bit, and I'm going to make a couple of these probably. And this is not a capture box here by any means. This is just a hive body I've got that I set out for some sun and air, fresh air to get into, to try to it's not going to get rid of the mold, but it is going to get some of that stink out of it. It was stinking pretty bad in the house the other night, and thought I better put it outside before Mama started smelling it, but it was behind my chair, not hers, so I was pretty safe. So bear with me. I'm going to zoom in here, and I'm going to try to cut the zoom out when I get to before I set this on the website. And if that doesn't happen, then just take some Dramamine and deal with the headache I'm about to give you. For the folks that are scared to death of bees, you can see how close I'm sitting to this. Now, there's a bee there. I don't know if that's in the shot or not, but there's a bee there that's in that lid. I put some honey in it, and I've got, for every bee I find landing on that, we might have a little wind on this microphone here. Let me shield that a little bit. For every bee that I've got getting in that honey lid right there, I've got 10 working over this wax. And when I opened up my hive out back yesterday, I had the same thing. There's 2 frames of honey in that, and there were 10 or 12 bees in the middle of every frame, and maybe 1 or 2 on the frames with the honey in them. So wherever these bees are out in the woods, they've got enough food, so they're not interested in the food right now, but they are interested in the wax. And naturally, as soon as I start filming, every damn one of them has flown away. Well, that's why I'm not in Hollywood right there. Not a documentary filmmaker, that's for sure. And you see that bee it flew right up to that honey, close enough that I'm sure it's getting vapors off of that jar lid, and then went down in the box looking for wax. So wherever they are, they're building up their hives. And if they're building up their hives, they're building up their numbers. When they build up the numbers, it'll get too crowded, they'll create a queen, they'll swarm, and hopefully I'll catch them. Or wherever you are, hopefully you'll catch them in whatever you build. Was hoping maybe some more bees would show up. Let me get back a little bit. To be honest with you, I don't know whether I'm shooting this bee box or my stomach. Let's see that bee. Not sure why she's so pissed off, but that's kind of aggressive behavior for somebody that's out here foraging. Anyway, that's what we got there. And just in case anybody wonders, hey bud, that's Rusty the Wonder Dog there. He's a Schnauzer on the outside, Rottweiler on the inside. Back to the bee. Well, now we got a bee coming in. Let's see what she does. Well, now they made a liar out of me. I guess I caught them just at the wrong time. Everybody flew off to carry the wax back. As you can see, I'm not swatting her, jumping up and down, screaming and yelling. And when we came home last night, there were about 24 bees on this, and my wife had to walk past it. She was flipping the hell out. I don't mind saying so. She stopped on the steps about where the dog is standing and proceeded to dance. I told her, just walk into the house and they'll leave you alone. She walked right through the cloud of bees that were stirring around. And what she didn't realize is when I walked in 5 minutes behind her after sitting here, that a couple of them had followed her into the house. So they'll wind up on the windowsill somewhere trying to get out dead. There's no sense in trying to shoo 3 bees out of the house. But anyway, you can see that I got 2 in here. One's working over wax, the other one's just thinking about the honey. Not near the honey, but on that jar lid. That jar lid is actually sitting on a glob of that honey that's, a glob of that wax that you can see on the box. There was a piece of that burr comb right there. And I just, rather than have that lid slip off of there, I just stuck the lid in the wax, and it seems to have worked pretty well. That was a teaspoon of wax this time yesterday, and you can see how little of that they've even gone after. So that's what we got going on here right now, and I'm gonna close this one down, and I'm turning around kind of quickly here. And I'm sitting in the sun now. I can't really tell what the hell I'm shooting, so I'm going to close this down. And I'm hoping we're going to do the rest of this with the video camera. It's supposedly plugged in and charging at the son's house right now, but that's how easy it is to find these bees for folks that think you can only do this by buying bees. I bought a box to start off this year, and I'm going to make a bunch of splits. But if I can catch some bees, then I'll have to make fewer splits and create my own new hives if I can catch some outright. And then if they fly off, if I have 1 hive die next winter and I've got 3 or 4 or 6 out here, then if you lose half of your bees, you still got 3 hives left when spring comes next year, and that's what I'm shooting for. So let me close this down, and perhaps the next video will be a little bit better quality.